Hello and welcome to day 2 of GatherVerse Food Summit, and what an amazing fireside chat that was, Amy. What are your thoughts?
Oh my God, I'm actually glad I wasn't on the panel. I might have taken it over. Those were some fantastic questions. Yeah, everybody was right on with their responses. It was exciting.
Well, this is why we have a fireside chat specifically for you, Amy. And obviously on our fireside chat, we're going to be talking about consumer safety, protecting what we eat. Extremely important discussion. So, Amy, what I want you to do is introduce yourself to everyone and tell us who is Amy? What does she do other than being a hidden customer expert? Like, is she an expert in food as well? Like, tell us about you, Amy.
Well, my name is Amy. I own Hidden Consumers Consulting. I'm an author and speaker and a food educator. So on top of working with businesses on how to market their products more truthful, I also work with consumers, and I actually teach them how to read ingredient labels based on my own journey of becoming allergic and severely sensitive to corn and corn derivatives. So I have a very, very big issue with how food is made today.
I completely agree, Amy. I'm not going to argue on that. My hands are up on that side of things. So kickstart us off, Amy. When it comes to the food production, when it comes to what ingredients are inside, like, tell us, what would you do, or how would you redo things, so to speak?
From a marketing perspective, it would really be about making sure companies are being more honest and truthful in how they label their products. Organic, we have some bare minimum standards that you have to be USDA certified here in the US. Organic has regulations around the world, so that one's mostly safe. But when you start delving into like marketing, where people are like, it's a clean product, and then you look at the ingredients and there's like a 12-page list. Is that really clean? Like, what definition of clean are we using? So really, it's how do we get to a truthful marketing stance, and so people know what they're buying.
Absolutely agree with you on that, Amy. And let's talk about food transparency for a second. Why is food transparency still treated as optional, right, when it directly affects the public health? Let's talk to us about that.
Well, I'm going to be very honest, and I thought about this question a long time. I'm like, do I want to go where I want to go? And I'm going to go where I want to go on this one. At the end of the day, we are a capitalistic country. And what that means is the dollar bill is more important than your human life. And it's hard to do. At the end of the day, as long as a company is making money and they're profitable, it doesn't really matter if it's impacting your health. And we're seeing this through peer-reviewed research right now on all the ultra-processed foods that exist in the world. U.S. markets, as Chef Mimi was saying earlier, we've got the saturation of food, but most of it's ultra-processed. They're lab-created ingredients. So really, we know research is coming out that those are bad for our health, and it's causing everything from diabetes, obesity, to kidney failure and heart disease. So it's about the dollar, not human life.
I must admit, I do like some bad food sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but
it's okay, as long as it's not 60% or more of your diet.
Absolutely, Amy. So from your point of view and from your lens, Amy, because you have a very unique perspective on things, what does eating safely really mean, right, for people who cannot trust what's on their plate? Like, what advice would you give? Like talk to us about that. Like, what does eating safely even mean?
What it means is what our food system has evolved to today is that most people who eat are actually, it was even in the British Medical Journal, they said 71% of health conditions are directly related to ultra-processed foods, so the food we're eating. So what eating means is really, are you eating food that's giving your body nutrition and it's helping you thrive? Or are you eating the food that's getting you through day to day, but you're always hungry no matter how many calories you intake? Is it making you sick? Is the food you're eating the cheapest food, but you're spending the most on your medical bills? So eating safely is, are you eating food that's keeping your body as safe as possible?
So I guess you could maybe one way you could also look at is mitigating, right? Mitigating your health issues later on in life, and also in general in life, like as in a nutshell, so to speak, right?
Yep. Yeah. And it's really interesting. One of the things I talk about when I do my professional speaking is my journey of how I was one of those people. A majority of my diet was ultra processed foods. I ended up in surgery to have a lump of infection removed from my
Oh my
sinus
God.
cavity. It was supposed to be a super simple 45-minute surgery. It lasted 3 hours because it was so intense, like just gross. I mean, it's just gross. But reality is what that taught me is I have a food allergy. I'm allergic to ultra processed foods. And what I learned is that had I not eaten a majority of my diet being ultra processed foods, I never would have known about my allergy either, because I would have been able to avoid the foods that were making me sick. Now I call my allergy lucky because I didn't end up with kidney disease. I didn't end up, on dialysis or in heart failure because of the food I was eating.
Thank goodness.
But that is one of the concerns most people do end up dealing with down the road. So yay for an allergy.
I love your sense of humor, Amy.
Thank you.
So let's talk about there's one thing I do want to talk about, and I fall for it sometimes, is the whole like organic, right?
Yeah.
Many consumers assume obviously like natural, organic, or clean it, means safe in a nutshell. So what are the biggest misconceptions hidden behind what looks like healthy food, but really it might not be?
Oh, okay. I just had this. I think I broke people's brains last week. I actually came out with. I was talking about.
Well, I think you're going to break my brain in a minute. So continue.
Possibly. Most yogurt on the market is ultra processed, meaning there's no health benefit to eating yogurt if you're not watching what ingredients are in it. And that is probably the best example for that question. It literally is. We all have this assumption. We see this research. If you eat this, it's good for you. But like this week, I just did one on America's fake chocolate epidemic here. And it really comes down to all of our food is being made in a lab. When you make it in a lab, you're getting so many calories, but no nutrition. So even though you think something is safe, you have to read the back of a label. Yogurt should really have 3 to 4 ingredients, and it should be like cultured. It shouldn't be dextrose, and it shouldn't be, all of these scientific terms that really mean it's been made in a lab.
So not even like Greek yogurt?
You've got to look at the ingredients. They can make some of that stuff in a lab. So if you're buying it just because it's a Greek yogurt, it does not necessarily mean it's safe.
Wow. Okay.
Flip back and read those ingredients.
See, I've already fallen for that many times because I like Greek yogurt. So
most people do, and I had a food coaching session with someone. She's like, I do all the great things. This is the yogurt I eat, and I pulled up the yogurt and the ingredients. There's 20 ingredients in the yogurt, but it's light. And it's healthy yogurt. It says it's clean yogurt. And then I switched it over to like an actual clean, and I'll name Oui. It comes in a little glass jar. So Oui is like a French type yogurt, 4 ingredients, like super safe, clean. There's like nothing lab created in it, to show her the variations of what you could do. So yeah, you can't assume something is safe. Like dark chocolate isn't necessarily safe if you don't look at the ingredients on the back of it as well.
Yeah, no, I like dark chocolate, so
I do too, but you have to be careful.
Well, tell me something. What is one thing every food company could change, like to improve people's well-being? Like, is there one thing that you could just go to every company and say, hey, if you do this, it will help someone else's life, as in like their well-being in general?
Yeah, and that's where my company is really focused on making sure ingredients are well described And I really think we need to do a better job about helping people understand what's in their food. Most companies did not take me up on this offer. So now I'm just going to educate the consumer, and we can all in mass go after the companies.
Okay. Okay. That's one strategy.
Whatever. I'm here to lead the grassroots charge.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. Sorry, continue.
I mean, if you think about ultra processed foods, the biggest issue is all the hidden sugars and salts. Well, we always talk about hidden sugars. We always talk about hidden salts, but the average consumer doesn't really know what that means. How are you finding hidden sugars? What is it? What are we looking for if it has a hidden sugar in it? And that's really one of the big things. Like, tell people what dextrose is. Dextrose is moldy corn sugar. So if your diet is more than 60% ultra processed foods and you have a mold allergy, guess what you're ingesting? More than your daily value of mold. So
those are
the
that's crazy.
Moldy corn is a delicacy in some cultures because it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's your hidden sugar. And there's 25 different hidden sugars that don't say sugar on them. So how do we identify those and know how they're made? A company would have to be forthcoming and say, this is how this ingredient was made.
Absolutely. And I guess maybe my final question for you, Amy, is, when we talk about, later on in life and health and stuff like that, and we talk about the foods that are slowly being ingested, so to speak, like you might not necessarily see it now, like aka certain fats, basically, right? Yeah. But then you start eating a load, and then all of a sudden later on in life you do find out, right? What advice could you give to someone in what they could do, for these slow, like as in, like, should they cut some of it out? Should they potentially add it in? Should they swap it for something else? Like, what's just like a general advice that you could give basically to everybody, I guess, in a nutshell?
Yeah, my general advice is make sure if you're eating a packaged food, it has less than 10 ingredients. That's the first step, is to help. But really buy what you can for vegetables and fresh fruit as often as possible. The unfortunate side is you can't really even trust the stuff that's frozen. There's still going to be hidden things in it. Like, our table sugar and table salt is 5 to 10% cornstarch. I know that because I'm allergic, but that also means that doesn't have to be reported. So not all food additives have to be reported on the back of a package. So, when you're freezing food, there's more likely they're going to add things to keep it from sticking. So just be really careful. Make sure your ingredients is less than 5. And the unfortunate side of all this is millennials we are starting to see a link between the food they eat and kidney failure. And millennials are actually passing away at 20% higher rate than any other generation. And they're the one generation that's completely grown up on ultra processed foods. So it's not.
I'm a millennial.
Check out my book. I've got the research documentation that I've been doing is consistently updated on my website for the book, The Hidden Consumer. But I'm a historian by trade, so I'm all there for peer-reviewed research. But it's really scary to see what our food is doing to future generations, and generations aren't going to make it to be the elder age. We're not going to see as much elder care because of the food we're eating.
Well, I think you just gave me some fantastic life advice there, and since I'm a millennial myself, I best start working. Amy, though, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us here at GatherVerse. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. And honestly, I'm glad that we managed to do a fireside chat, because obviously there was a lot that you had to say. And up next, so before we go to up next, make sure you check out Amy. Follow her on LinkedIn. Also check out her book too. What's your book called? Sorry.
It's The Hidden Consumer: Uncovering the Power of Health Conscious Buyers.
Well, make sure you check out our book as well. And up next, we have Christian Brown, who's going to be the moderator. And we're going to be having around the next roundtable discussion, Nutriment, Transforming Humanity's Relationship with Food for Global Wellbeing. So that's going to be coming up next. That is it from me and our Gather as well. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you very much, Amy.
Thank you guys so much. It was a fun. Thank you.
Goodbye.